video. I don't know about you, but I love curriculum and I love homeschool curriculum and I love talking about it. So we're going to talk about it today. We have made some changes and we've made some not changes, and it's going pretty well actually right now as of October 6th. This video is in collaboration with Sashta at Abiding Farmhouse. She has an amazing channel with a large family. She talks about large family, homeschool, and all the things. So go and check her out. Also, we've got a playlist with a few of my other friends on YouTube that are sharing our homeschool check-ins for the month of October. So again, if we haven't met yet, I'm Ashley. I'm here at Joyful Noise Learning, and I am a Charlotte Mason enthusiast. I am an avid curriculum researcher and buyer, and I also love homeschooling my 3 kids with a biblically based and Christian worldview curriculum. So if you want to hear about any of those things, I would love for you to join me on this journey, and if you would please consider subscribing. Okay, I shared my curriculum choices videos back in July, August, I think. I will link to them in this video so you can see what I decided to use for my kindergartner. I have a 2nd grader and I have a 4th grader. She's kind of on the higher end of 4th grade. She's not quite 5th grade though, but I'm calling her 4th grade B. That's just how I do it. So let's talk about those things that we are doing right now. Okay, I'm going to start with my kindergartner. So he just turned 5 in August, and he's actually pretty bright when it comes to writing and learning the letters and sounds of the alphabet. We completed the Good and the Beautiful pre-K curriculum last year, and I haven't jumped into just the next level just yet, but I think I'm going to. I tried doing All About Reading with him. We also have Kindergarten Math with Confidence, and doing formal curriculum with him right now, I think is just not what he needs. I've slowed down a lot with him. He really just needs mommy just to get on the ground and play Legos with him. We read lots of picture books, and he also sits in on his older brother and older sister's lessons. So he's really hearing and catching so many things already. So he also sits in on our family Read-Alouds, which are our group subjects and our family read-aloud things. They're all at a higher level than him, but I know he is catching things and learning things from them. As far as a formal sit-down lesson, he's getting that once a week, maybe right now. And the reason I did that was I noticed my oldest child, she needs a lot more help in writing, and I really want to focus in on her for that. And my 2nd child, he needs a lot of help in reading right now. He's one of my struggling readers. And I really want to focus on those 2 with those things before my youngest is ready for those formal sit-down lessons. And it's really just going a whole lot smoother than it was when I was trying to do lessons with him 3 to 4 times a week. He's been doing great. He's got handwriting every morning. Yeah, he's doing pretty good. So that's what we're doing with that. Oh. Do you remember?
I did wrong.
No, you got that right. 7 and 3. Yep. 7 and 3. Okay. 8 and
2.
5.
And 9 and 4. No, 9 and 1. 9 and
Not 9 and 4. No.
I'll wait till you talk.
Very good. Now I want to talk about my language arts with my 10-year-old. So we are still using the Good and the Beautiful level 3 for spelling and grammar. As far as reading goes, I let her pick her own reading books. I did get the reading journal from Not Consumed Ministries. Oh, it's so great. I love it. I've noticed it's actually very similar to the writing journal prompts in the Good and the Beautiful, but with this one, it's got a little bit more visual stuff to it, and she can kind of pick and choose, and it gives her a lot of freedom with a little bit of structure. So we've really been enjoying that for sure. Or she has. Or I'm enjoying watching her use it. I'll say that. As far as the rest of language arts, I'm no longer using Brave Writer Partnership in Writing, the writing projects, but I am using everything I've learned from Brave Writer and Partnership in Writing. I'm using all the philosophies that I've learned from that in other projects that we're doing. Part of the reason I'm not using it is I'm struggling to find time to be able to sit down and do them with her. Which I know I probably could just put that in, but as far as my day and what the things that I have in my plate right now, I decided to just take that off my plate. So what I did put on her plate is writing Strands, we're doing level 3, and that's the original writing Strands. Master Books has a new writing Strands that just came out, but it's not that one. It's the original one with the bird cage on the front. And she was really excited about the bird cage on the cover of the book. But she's doing level 3 right now, and it's going really well. Actually, I like how it is helping her organize her thoughts and organize her writing. I do also have IEW's the Institute for Excellence in Writing. I have their All Things Fun and Fascinating. Oh, I have it right here. There it is. I did get this gifted to me from a friend who used it in the past, and I've looked a lot into this, and I really, really want to use it. I haven't figured out how to squeeze it in just yet, and I think that's for the better for both my daughter and I. So we're going to hold off on it and probably start it in January is what I'm envisioning. So right now, everything else seems to be working just fine, and we're going to stick with that. So if you're interested in how I organize this on a daily basis for my daughter, please let me know in the comments. I would be happy to do a video on how I do all that. As far as my second grader, I'm really actually using everything I said I would in my original curriculum video, so that's been going great. I got really frustrated for a few weeks in, and I think he was getting frustrated too. I did a little bit of thinking and philosophizing, what do I need to do for my child? But part of it was he's been a struggling reader, and I couldn't figure out how to help him. But one thing I did figure out was I just needed to slow down. I expected him to be intuitive like his sister was, and there were things that he just needed to go a little bit slower in, and he needed a direct instruction like, this is what you're doing, and this is why you're doing it. So I slowed down, I pulled back, and that has worked wonders. He's been doing so much better, and I'm feeling just so much more confident in his growth right now. So we're doing All About Reading level 2 for phonics. We brought back Explode the Code for spelling. It's just a simple thing. He does one page, and because it really was the connection from the writing onto the pencil, because verbally he's really great, but when he writes he can struggle and have a little bit of dysgraphia, and I've been working on that and trying to figure out what is best for him. But doing Explode the Code, again, has helped a lot. And by recommendation of another friend whose daughter had similar problems was I added the easy peasy Mcguffey Reader App. There's a printable version of it you can get on Amazon. Really great resource. It's basically the Mcguffey Reader from back in the day, but it's updated. Some of the names have been changed, and it's a little more clear to understand for kids today. But I got the app. They have an app version available, so my son loves using the computer anytime he can. So it's something that he can do. He just grabs it, clicks on the next lesson, and then reads through the assignment. And it's short and sweet, and it's helping him with his sight words. And I want to add, since he is my struggling reader, I really want to focus on him getting reading down solid before I add more spelling and grammar in. So he does get a little bit of grammar in our Brave Writer Dart guides, and anytime we talk while we're reading through our family Read-Alouds. And then as for spelling, I've had to pull back on that a lot. I am using The Good and the Beautiful, some of their lessons for spelling, but instead of having him write the words, I have him use the letter tiles from All About Reading. So that has helped a ton. And for math, we're still using second grade Math with Confidence. Speaking of math, though, I did get an opportunity to use teaching textbooks with my kids. So we have been trying that. I haven't decided to jump to that completely for our curriculum, but I do like it as a supplement. It's great for those days where I'm not able to get to a lesson with him, and he can just do his own lesson on the computer. And he does that once, maybe twice a week, and that's about it. So I do really like that. My daughter is also using it as well, and it's going pretty well for her too. Speaking of the computer, we are doing typing lessons as well. We're using typing.com. And for my son, he's going at a slower pace than my 10-year-old is. She's just whipping through and doing what she can, but he got really frustrated. He wanted to get all 5 stars on every level, and he didn't want to pass a level until he got all 5 stars. So he just basically did level 1 over and over and over until he got 5 stars. So that's my recommendation for any younger guys who are using typing.com. You don't have to have them go from lesson 1 to lesson 2 to lesson 3. You can have them have them go from lesson 1 to lesson 2 back and forth until they feel confident and can move on to the next lesson. So anyway, that's what I've added there for them as well. So as far as group subjects, I'm going to hit those really quickly. Those are the things that I do for morning time, usually in the morning all together, and then spread out a little bit throughout the day as well. For Bible, I've been doing a lesson or devotion booklet that Dawn from Lady Dusk has created for the Charlotte Mason motto, I am, I can, I ought, I will. I did decide though that I wanted to do more than words from master books. And a lot of other moms I've seen are doing this, and to be honest, I didn't want to do it at first because it just felt like everybody was doing it and I didn't want to jump on the bandwagon. But the more I looked into it, the more I thought, you know, this is really good stuff. And it's a lot of stuff that I plan and pick, and I usually enjoy picking things for our morning time, but I think I just need a break. So there's nothing wrong with the break. It'll be nice to not have to plan that for a few months. So they'll have their memory verses picked out, their hymn picked out, their Bible study picked out, and it'll all be right there in that nice pretty book. As far as Read-Alouds and the dart and the arrow guides from Brave Writer, my kids have been loving it this year. We love Read-Alouds. It's probably our favorite thing about homeschooling. But we did James and the Giant Peach, and we loved that one. And we just started doing the Wild Robot as well. So we're pretty excited for that. So we've got a few more dart guides coming out down the line here, but those are the ones we've done so far, and we're really liking it. All right, last but not least, science and social studies. So we just finished our astronomy unit, and we loved that. The kids just couldn't get enough of it. They were always asking questions. They were always asking me to read the book, and I didn't have to say, hey guys, let's do science. They were like, let's do science. So that's been really nice. I do have the Good and the Beautiful marine animals unit, so I really think that we are going to jump into doing that next, or soon. The only thing is I did get a free unit from Sunlight, the elections unit, and I thought that is very timely. We should probably do this, even though we're not doing US history this year. I think we need to just take a break from everything and work on this. I don't know if I'll do both of them together at the same time. I wish I could. I'm gonna maybe try, but I'm not gonna push it, and that's okay. I'm just gonna keep it simple. This will unfortunately push our South America and Africa unit to later in the winter or maybe even early spring, but I think that's gonna be okay. The reason is this: I've learned just not to rush it and to really just savor and just be in every unit. Like a lot of times I will rush things and we just, let's get it done, let's get it done, let's get it done. But we're not really focusing on what we're doing right at the time. So I'm gonna try to really focus a little bit better this year. And I realized I focused heavily on history last year. So I think it's okay if we don't focus too heavily on history and focus more on science this year. And I think that will work out okay in the end. Because my kids are really getting lots of geography and social study topics all throughout the Read-Alouds that we're doing as a family. So I think they're gonna be okay. All right, lastly, the biggest change that I have made, I just started earlier in September, was to write out on a sheet what my kids are doing each day. That helped us tremendously because every day I thought the kids just knew what they had to do. I thought they knew, take out your books and do your work. But making them a list of what was expected of them and writing it down really helped them and helped them focus a lot. It's really simple. Every Sunday night, I set aside some time and I write out all the assignments that they need to do that week. And it is really flexible. If something changes, I can just cross it off and write a different page number. Or if we don't get to a book, we move it on to the next day. But either way, it's just super helpful and it lets them know what to expect. And it takes a lot of the load off of me. My overall goal for that is to teach my kids independent. I want them to be able to do more schoolwork on their own. Or at least be able to get it started on their own, and then they can ask questions when they need it. So writing it out and having them getting used to looking at the list is to be prepared to do that, to be more independent in their schoolwork. Whew, that was a doozy. Thank you so much for hanging on to the end. If you have any questions about how I do this or any of the curriculum I picked, please let me know in the comments. I would love to chat with you in the comments about that. I really hope that school is going well for you as well. And if it's not, hang in there, Mama. We all have those really rough weeks. Let me know if I can encourage you in any way. I hope you have a great day, and I will see you next time. Happy homeschooling! Dragon time.